Well, if you're like me, you've probably leaned so hard on your own resilience for so long, priding yourself on overcoming all the damn obstacles, solving all the damn puzzles, pulling yourself up by your own freaking bootstraps in the middle of a noisy, chaotic hurricane that maybe Did you forget how to just be comfortable? Is that even allowed? Let's make art and talk about it. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to my studio. I'm going to do something a little bit different in today's video. There's going to be art made. The art behind me is what you're going to see being made. But I didn't really feel like talking you through the process so much this week. Instead, I've got a little sermon, proclamation, message, I guess, for you. The world is really crazy right now, and I'm hopefully just going to give you a hug and bridge the gap of this craziness, be in solidarity with you and hopefully give you a little boost. Hopefully this is relatable and something to ponder for you if you like. So yeah, are we allowed even to be comfortable in this day and age? Like, just to have a sense of comfort and ease? I think so, but it definitely feels kind of illegal, so hopefully this will be relatable. Let's get into it. The lie. So we live in a world that's like really obsessed with the grind, right? Success, productivity, freaking optimization, achieve your dreams, crush your goals, hustle like your life depends on it. And maybe it kind of does because it's late stage capitalism. But anyway, consensus reality, aka like the shared delusion that we all sort of agreed to believe in, basically just tells us like you must strive for success and power, you must prove yourself, you must become excellent, and you must fit the mold. And God forbid you just are. What a waste that would be, right? And if you can't do that stuff and achieve and win and achieve some more, you're probably just lazy and incompetent, right? There's crap like, here's how I made my first 100K on art storefronts, or here's how I made $1 million on my drop shipping store. And it's so prevalent that it damn near convinces you that you're just a failure, while it's also trying to convince you that you're supposed to be on the computer all day long just selling. Like, you can do it, but also shame on you if you can't do it, or if you don't, because you're probably just being lazy. If you can't make money, it's just because you're not trying. And then look, technology told us that it would make life easier for us and more efficient, but it's really just plaguing us with distractions all the time, like doom scrolling, 20 million notifications, bogus AI-generated articles that are actually just wasting our time and our brain cells. Not to mention the pressure of being constantly available via our devices to any and every single human on demand all the time, anywhere. There's ads everywhere. There's algorithms that are both like uniquely tuned to us, but also know a little bit too much about us, and it makes it uncanny and creepy, and our phones listen to us. And hey, and if you're a woman, you get relentless anti-aging advertisements and girls with a lot of work done and a lot of like overly well thought out skincare regimens telling you that you're old and you look terrible. No matter how old or terrible you actually look, you don't look terrible. You look fine. You get Instagram models with the ideal unattainable body, which is of course unattainable unless you're working out as your full-time job, who are trying to sell you miracle diet pills or miracle just diets or miracle exercise plans that'll make you drop 30 pounds in a week. And it's all just tricking you into thinking there's something wrong with your perfectly human body. Let's do this again. There is nothing wrong with any of our bodies. We're human. Who has a bingo right now? Like, it seems like every part of consensus reality right now is both demanding us to be perfect but then also demanding us to be scared because we're not perfect. And we get paralyzed and we feel just ashamed for some reason. And then we're like, okay, well, if I can just live life perfectly, maybe I'll feel safe. But perfectionism is just fear in a cheap suit. It's lipstick on a pig, okay? Again, we're facing shit tons of uncertainty, which we're also conditioned to fear. But all of our lives, we've learned to rise to the occasion of all of this crap. All these demands that the world pushes on us, all the fear it pushes on us, we rise to the occasion. And we're also doing that while we're trying to heal and do the inner work. And we're trying to overcome creative blocks and be a more expansive person. And we're talking ourselves out of panic attacks. And we're trying to win. And we're trying to make all the money and do the laundry and make dinner. That's a healthy dinner. So, of course, you throw in the economic instability that we have right now, the social upheaval that we have right now, a dash of climate anxiety, aliens, global war. You got a freaking cortisol stew, okay? Does that make you a little mad? It makes me mad, too, but we're not broken because we feel all torn up around this shit. We're just living in a society that forgot how to just be and won't let us experience that. Is all this pushing and this striving and this loop of anxiety that we're sort of trapped in, is it good for us? No, right? Is it helping us? No. Is it doing anything? It's keeping rich people rich. It's not helping us feel any better. Like, are we just acting out a script someone else wrote for us? Or, like, just playing the perfect puppet role for these people? How many of these tendencies that we've adopted as our own are actually ours? I understand, right, that the world sort of conditions us to react in certain ways, and I think we then just take on all of those things as our own stuff. It kind of seems like we're sort of conditioned to be like this towards ourselves, like we're sort of on some hamster wheel. I just don't buy the idea that we're just supposed to abide in this chaos and this tension and just act like it's normal and act like we're perfectly fine with that. Like, I just don't think that this chaos is our natural state at all. So, what if we just decided to not buy into this bullshit? To attain the unicorn's blessing, please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Blessed be. The truth. Yeah, so social conditioning around all this is pretty much bullshit, right? I mean, we can see through history that certain people high up on the totem pole dictate things to the public, and then the public just kind of thinks it has to obey, and that's no different right now. But here we are as humans, and we're having to live this. We're having to deal with this. Just like when someone insults you and just for no reason, and it says more about them than it says about you, it's nevertheless yours now to choose how you respond to it, or deal with it, or maybe just release it from your awareness if you are able to do that. The world, too, it seems, since we're born, has just been overlaying all of these weird anxieties on us, shoulds, coulds, woulds, and then we even get conditioned to take all of that on and bully ourselves into being better so they don't even have to keep doing it. It's so freaking insidious. Whether it becomes our internal self-talk or it is from the world, or it's a combination of both, okay? Nevertheless, it is ours now, and we get to decide how we deal with it, how to respond, and we get to decide to remove it from our awareness, if we're able to do that. So there's this kind of bizarre tension that I think a lot of people are feeling lately that has us, like, we both have to strive to win against all the things that come against us and scare us just in order to not die. And at the same time, there's an ethos that leaning into what scares us opens doors and lets us kind of break into new adventures. And the channel Yes Theory, it's a great channel. I love it so much. They really do seek discomfort, as their motto suggests. And they have awesome adventures, and they do amazing things, and they meet amazing people. And I like that ethos, but at the same time, I feel like I need a break. Look, I've been priding myself on being good at both of these things my entire life. The world has taught me, and the lessons that I've learned, that I can push, I can win, I can really succeed in this tension spot, and I thrive in that tension. I can. And, maybe that's been teaching me that I believe that I should thrive in that tense space. Somehow, maybe we're led to believe that this tension is good for us. It helps us grow. It helps us thrive. We can all just thrive in tense insanity. Really, though? But the other night, I actually realized that I've never purposefully extricated myself from that overarching overlord tension environment. I haven't really extricated myself from the tension vibration and just truly dropped into total ease. That's never occurred to me. And I thought, oh shit, maybe I should seek comfort. Definitely I do have profound moments of peace and moments of just pristine calm and open-heartedness and just gratitude and joy. I totally have those, and I'm so grateful for those moments. But I've always just allowed myself to return to that weird tense space, like a rubber band being pulled back, Status quo reality clearly wants to keep us in it, and our brains just sort of have begun to tell us it's normal. I kind of think we've been trained to believe that comfort is dangerous, actually. That if we let go, if we stop striving, we'll just lose everything. We'll collapse. We're lazy, we're lame, we're just not good enough. But, bro, here's the thing. That's a damn trap. It's designed to keep us there because the world isn't providing any examples of a life or vibration that's outside of that one that they keep trying to sling on us, to throw at us. It just pushes us these ideals of ease. You can have an easy, comfortable life by buying this product. You can have an easy, comfortable life by having a sort of luxury lifestyle or a luxury vacation. Go to the beach, get a yacht, buy this handbag. You'll be fine. You'll be comfortable. In that system, though, it never arrives, does it? Because we're not good enough. That's what they want us to believe. It's a lie, man. On 20 different levels, okay? First of all, look, we're always trying, right? Since day freaking one, we've in earnest been trying. We want better circumstances for ourselves and the people we love and everyone on the earth and everything. We want things to work out. I think that, yeah, trying, really trying, there is a beauty in that resilience. And I appreciate that about myself. And I appreciate that about all of you who are probably watching who are boss-ass resilient people. There's a strong character in that resilience. And so nobody could tell us that we're not good enough, because that would just be a lie from an a-hole, okay? I just don't think that we have to lean so hard on that resilience all the time. We don't have to be trying so hard all the time, because this, whatever the system might be, you can call it whatever you want, it wants to keep us feeling like we have to keep trying. Anyway, that's one way it's a lie, okay? The other way, and this is kind of the point of the video, I think. The other way it's a lie is there's a really massive inner strength involved in releasing that rubber band of just trying to do and instead to just be. And maybe that's just as valuable. Maybe it's more valuable. Maybe it's more natural for us as human beings. And also, maybe some aspect of comfort has been with us all along. There's a whole world inside of us that just fundamentally doesn't want to or need to hustle. There's a part of us that doesn't measure our worth by output or productivity. It doesn't even care about approval or success or even doing it right. It just is. And it's free of charge, and it is freedom. So I'm pretty much a human doing most of the day. I'm always learning stuff on my phone, or I'm working, or I'm making art, or I'm running errands, or I'm cooking a mean dinner, or thinking about stuff that has to get done. I'm like you. I'm just busy most of the time. But at night, after my husband goes to bed, I do find time to just sit in the dark, hopefully under the stars, if the sky is clear, and just exist. I don't know if I could call it meditating or prayer or anything specific. I just kind of drift off, meander, and wonder, and unwind and exist. It's so great. And the other night, in this moment, that was when I realized I've never, on purpose, as a life kind of goal, decided to place comfort as a core value in my life. Like, really seek out true comfort. Like, in quiet moments, I'm comfortable, sure. But what is this concept of comfort? I couldn't really understand what it meant at first. Maybe it, at times, looked like a great meal, like comfort food. Or maybe it's a nice soft bed to lay in, like new sheets. Maybe it's feeling at home somewhere. Maybe it's some type of luxury. I've never really been able to wrap my mind around what comfort would look like as like a core value that I want for my life. This just never occurred to me because I didn't really feel like it was allowed. I didn't know what it would look like because the culture is so competitive and fearful and tense. It's never provided us with a good role model as to what that would actually look like, while providing us a system in order to get there. What would stepping out of this fear-based tension actually look like? Going into a completely different type of vibration of seeking comfort, what would that be like? If you have any thoughts around this right now, just put them in the comments. I'm very curious to see what people have to say. But then I started to kind of have this feeling that just being the human being, actually holds a lot of comfort in itself. And we can go about saying we value peace and comfort and stuff like that, but if we keep letting the anxiety of the modern world pull us back in like that rubber band and preside over our lives in awareness, are we really getting the benefit of that overarching simple comfort and peace that I feel I know is there? It's part of our being. It's like a deep well that we're not tapping into. I want to make use of that. I want to tap in. So what if we were up for the challenge of actually returning to comfort instead of returning to struggle? Say at the end of the day, we start there first, and then gradually you feel it in the morning, then you feel it at night, and then gradually, maybe over several years, you can start to feel like you're really integrated with that feeling all the time. What if it was possible? No one's ever told us it's possible. If anything, it just feels like it's impossible. Impossible. Unpossible, whatever. What if we really could just drop all these things that we've been conditioned to cling to and let them pass out of our awareness and choose to release ourselves in a big deep breath into real peace and comfort? Yeah, what if your next revolution wasn't pushing harder, What if it was just softening to your experience, to yourself? What if comfort doesn't have to be being lazy or being unproductive? What if it's actually courageous to do this? What if real freedom isn't a thing that we get through achieving and winning and being the best at something, but instead it's kind of in the weirdly radical release of needing to do that stuff. And it's in the weirdly radical act of letting yourself be whole, just right here, right now, in this present moment. What if certain people, maybe it's their personality to really strive. Like some people are activists. Maybe that's their just natural personality. That ain't me. Like some people are workhorses. That ain't me. Some people are pushers. That ain't me. Like I enjoy an achievement. You know, I like a goal reached. I love feeling like what I'm doing is mattering to people. I like solving a puzzle. But there needs to be a balance of this where if we're gonna be pushing, we don't want to be pushing too hard everywhere, and we need to be able to really cultivate that space for ourselves to just feel comfortable. I'm not going to keep trying to put a square peg in a round hole here. Look, the world is always going to be screaming at us to like do more, be more. And we get to say, nope, no thanks, man. I ain't buying it. I ain't buying into the bullshit today. You can take your bullshit and get out of here. Look, I realize this is kind of all easier said than done. I think it's an energetic shift, and it's subtle. But the bottom line is, and this is pretty freeing, we don't have to believe the lie. Don't believe the lie. The conclusion. I think there's more of us than we think. There are that actually really feel the truth of this stuff, that there is something that is that peace, that ease, that comfort that's innate in there somewhere in each of us. And maybe it's just buried by this grime of oppressive cultural norms. Maybe we can unearth it. Maybe we can dust off, clean it off a little bit, and get a better view of the light that we have within that is that peace. Instead of constantly trying to become something, what if we just returned to that thing we already are? Like, you know, we're not here to be perfect. We're not even here to be productive. We're here to be real. We're here to be alive. And when I'm living my alive life, I would like to be comfortable too. I would like to be peaceful. And I would like to have a life of ease. Not the comfort that money affords necessarily. I mean, I know we all need the moolah, but like, I want to make it my personal priority to really soak in that beingness, that inherent, eternal comfort. And it doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean stopping trying. I think it just means living and doing and trying from that non-judgmental, spacious truth of what we are. Like not moving from fear, but moving from something else. I don't really have a good idea what a word for that would be yet. Like a gentler vibration, perhaps. A combination of like our awareness of pure awareness, even if it doesn't feel like we're clicked into it, and like living slowly, like living with intention. I think for me, like my favorite days are days when I'm working steadily, but I'm not pushing too much. Like I'm sort of gently meandering towards a goal with an experimental, playful sort of attitude. And I want more of that. And I'm going to stop believing the lies that are perpetuated by this weird culture and subsequently my own mind. I'm going to stop. How about you? What do you think? Maybe the real spiritual path isn't about ascending to become some perfect version of ourselves, winning, being the best. Maybe it's remembering the self that never left. The one that doesn't need like fixing or proving or striving. It's the eternal presence. It simply is. And maybe it's totally okay to just want to be comfortable. Maybe it's not a crime. So yeah, let's keep making art, guys. Let's breathe. Let's stop pretending that we're machines. Stop trying to win at being a human. And let's just be. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Let's take a little look at the artwork that I made this week, eh? We've got, number one, The Void. The Void turned out really, really cool. I liked making this piece. I liked coming up with the idea. The void really is that place of comfort. And I have an experience with that directly, that the void, it's not empty, it's scintillating, it's vibrating with possibility. Lay down all thoughts, surrender to the void. It is shining. It is shining. Ladies and gentlemen, the void is not emptiness, it's not nothingness necessarily, it's actually everything waiting to come into experience, into being. And in that beautiful, sacred space, that is comfort. I visited that space between dreams, and it's the most wonderful, comfortable, beautiful, exciting, ecstatic place in the whole entire world. So there will maybe be another video on that concept, but I love that piece. It turned out freaking amazing. Then we also have the illumination. The illumination is kind of another concept that I touched on in this video, right? The coming to recognition of the full, total, complete awareness. They call it Rigpa, okay, in some circles. Knowing that no matter how stuck or how lost or how confused you are, you actually are complete and total pure awareness all of the time. Even when you've felt stuck and confused, that the entire time is pure and total awareness. So there's actually nothing that you have to do in this life. There's nothing that you have to go achieve. There's nothing you have to get yourself out of or away from or towards. You're already there, you're already it. And there can be another video on that too. But hope you've really enjoyed this video. I wanted to mention a couple other little minor things. There's a little bit of glare on here, but that's just because I have a lot of windows. This is a 24 by 36 tarot poster of the Nine of Flowers, the digital collage that I created. And these are available on my website. You can buy these framed prints. They're really, really, really cool. I couldn't resist getting a huge one because I just wanted to show it off, and I'm gonna hang it in my home sometime whenever that's finished. And yeah, they come with the plexiglass, they come with the wood frame. You can choose with either a black frame or like a light brown wood frame. And I also got this one. Here's the Seven of Flowers. This one's so cool. And she is in the 12 by 18 size. There's a bunch of different sizes available, guys, and so if you love the way this looks, you want to start collecting some artwork, this is a super great way to do it. I'm putting new images up on my website all the time, and so, you know, keep checking back. If you don't see one that you love, chances are by the time the whole deck is done, you're going to find a favorite, and there's so many wonderful ones, guys. EnlightenmentBarbie.com. Click on tarot art, and you can also get them in loose prints if you don't want them framed. So if you feel like supporting me that way, please do. I really appreciate all of your support, your comments, your purchases, yeah, just all of the love. And thank you guys again for watching. And we're at this point. Here we come. So go in peace, spread joy, and keep being awesome and also comfortable. And remember, life is but a lucid dream, baby. Mwah!
Help us keep the channel magical by giving it a like and hitting subscribe so we will transmit our magic throughout the universe.